A toast to the lassies. What happens when you ask an English rabbi to propose a toast to the lassies at a Burns night? He searches through numerous Jewish sources for references to this mysterious Scottish custom. Fortunately, I was able to find this reading in the obscure rabbinic commentary known as Tamashanta de Rabbi Burns. It appears that this somewhat notorious rabbi was invited to lead Kiddush after a remarkable synagogue service in his shul in Scotland. His words went something like this. I welcome ye all to this fair shul, where I first came to learn as a young wee fool, and at times of prayer I would sit with my feyther, as all the menfolk gathered together, away from they lassies. It broke my wee heart that tradition demanded we sit far apart. I looked round in vain for my ma and my sister, but they disappeared behind the mechitza, leaving me surrounded by chattering men, who, although being silenced again and again, continued to chatter all through the long reading, from which women were banned, in case they were bleeding. This is unfair, thought I. It cannot be the norm. So I came up with an idea. I named it Reform, and suggested the laddies and lassies be seated together as one. But my plan was defeated by those men all around me who raised up their voices, protesting 'twas evil to give women choices. There's no place for a woman at prayer, cried out one. It's their job to serve bagels when the praying is done, and load the dishwasher with crockery that's used. Don't allow them to pray, they will just be confused at our services made up of Hebrew and Yiddish. They're good for just one thing, that's serving the Kiddush. My mother was nodding. She surely agreed that lassies don't pray. There is really no need. Let them fulfil their role by the filling of rolls, the washing of clothes and the darning of holes. But she turned almost white. Lord, you so should have seen her when I asked my wee sister to join me on the bema. The outcry was tumultuous, the scene a delight. The Shabbos morn service turned into a fight as my sis and her pals climbed over the barrier. My gran wanted to join in, and so I went to carry her. Up onto the bima in front of the ark swarmed a whole host of lassies. It was such a lark. But it was nae a lark. 'Twas a serious scheme to make up for the years that our lassies had been kept apart, second class, left behind, separated, forced to clean and to cook and to be denigrated. But the point's now been made and cannot be ignored, that lassies are equal in the eyes of the Lord. And now I've been asked to deliver the blessing to all of they lassies who I'm now addressing, with a prayer that begins with that fine word, Baruch, and the rest of the blessing in my wee prayer book that ends with the words, the fruit of the vine. And so, to the lassies, a toast with this wine.